Morning guys. So I haven't done like a full physique update. I'll probably do a full physique update video in the future, but this is the physique as it stands right now. Again, we're probably around like that borderline between lean and shredded. I'm still pushing on, shredded. Lean, in my opinion, is this. You have kind of like a six-pack going, you got some striations, some definition, you got like a little bit of, you're lean, but you don't have those cuts, those details that you have when you're shredded. So this is fantastic for, maybe like regular people. This for 99% of the population is like, whoa, you're ripped. But again, when it comes to fitness, there's a new higher level, there's a new higher standard. But for the beach, this is more than enough. So if any of you guys are out there and you're younger or you're older or whatever, and you're interested in leaning down and perhaps you've never done it before, ask yourself, what is your goal? If it's just to look good, feel good, maybe like, you go to the beach, you have vacation, this is more than enough. This is probably around 10-11% body fat. This is more than enough. However, if you want to take it further, you can, but why would you do that? There's not, 7-8% body fat, it looks cool, but this is okay. With 7-8% body fat, that's when you start to really feel like shit. So ask yourself if that is what you want. And if it is, good luck, I commend you. 179.2 pounds. Okay guys, so this morning, Jordan and I woke up and realized we had no food. And specifically, we had no protein source. I wanted to do a very quick little grocery haul. This isn't a grocery haul video, this is just a quick update on what I do when I need to pop over to the store quickly and pick up a few of the essentials.
You have some curls falling down. Yeah.
One more thing guys, by the way, this is the new Alphalete line. This is the 3/4. There's a big launch happening this Wednesday, which is the 12th, I believe. They're doing hoodies, they're doing 3/4, which are my personal favorite, especially the black, which I don't have yet. So I really hope they send it to me soon because that's probably my favorite thing from this entire launch. So there's like a lot of stuff launching. If you're interested, again, as always, link in the description box below, except that's Wednesday. So if you're watching this before then, don't click on it. And if you're watching this after then go. I'm just gonna go right through this. Number one, the big reason why we went there, we ran out of chicken breast. So I just picked up 2 packs. Each one is about 1 kilo, which is like 2.5 pounds. And the good thing I like about this is that it's actually diced and shredded. It costs like $1 more, but Jordan and I are living the high life. Right, babe?
Oh yeah.
We made it! We also got veggies. So whenever I buy fresh veggies, they go bad in like a day or something. So a lot of times recently we have been buying frozen stuff. This is broccoli, cauliflower. I prefer broccoli, green beans, peas, just any, especially greens, and especially like broccoli. It's considered like a superfood when it comes to bodybuilding and just health and everything in general. Why? I don't know, but it doesn't taste that well. And as we all know, if it doesn't taste that good, it's probably good for you. So what I actually do is I take that, I put it in really warm water and run it under the sink. Then I'll take that and I'll either put it on the pan immediately or I'll put it in the microwave for like a minute or something to help defrost it. And then while I'm cooking my chicken, once the chicken is pretty much done, I'll put the vegetables in there, cover it in some soy sauce or a little bit of salt or something, and I'll just saute all that. I also got some more additional protein sources. Let's see, this is just some deli meats. I got some really lean turkey and some really lean ham. What I do with this is I either put it into like these kind of like low carb sandwiches, or I mix it up and put it into an omelet. Just a nice easy way to get a little bit of protein and a little bit of healthy fats in the middle of the day along with the eggs. Super basic, super standard. These days what I'm doing is I really want big voluminous meals. That really helps me feel full. Big volume, but not actually that many calories. So I'll put a lot of egg whites. I'll do like 4 egg whites, 2 whole eggs, or 1 if I'm a little bit high on fat that day. Combine all this stuff with some veggies, with some lean turkey, some lean chicken, whatever, slices that is, and then I have this massive omelet, and it's a lot of protein, not that much fat, almost no carbs, and it fills me up completely despite the fact that it's like 200 calories. And then we got, it's just some random odds and ends. For snacks, I got some apples, which are self-explanatory. This I've been doing a lot. This is sorbet. So I have a sweet tooth, and I always need to get at least 1 or 2 snacks, something that can help me eat and crave that sweet tooth, but not kill me with carbs, and especially like fat from regular ice cream, whole dairy ice cream. Definitely difficult because it's so high in fat, so high in carbs. So what I do is I take this sorbet, which is 99% fat-free, and also like it's pretty low in calorie density, because babe, isn't sorbet just like ice?
Ice and sugar.
Yeah, so it's literally just ice and then a little bit of sugar, which is probably coming from like those like low sweeteners like aspartame and all that stuff, which I know some people think like that's gonna kill you. No, it's not. I've looked into it. It's not gonna kill you. If you want me to do a full video on that, let me know down in the comments below. Butter chicken sauce. This is the 25% lighter version. I used this in a video a couple of days ago, and probably one of my biggest staples, which have been helping me so much recently from a meal prep standpoint and in just time saving standpoint, is just these kind of like lower, you know, healthy Weight Watchers or Healthy Choice or whatever, all these fancy companies.
Not sponsored.
Looks
very sponsored right
Looks
now.
very sponsored. Yeah, I'm sponsored by McCain, I wish. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is VitruvianPhysique. Thank you for stopping by today for what I hope to be, hope being the keyword, a relatively quick video. The reason behind that is right now, the hypertrophy program I have been developing, and it's in the final stages of development. We're pretty much putting the finishing touches on it. This is pretty much taking like a good, 70-80% of my day to finalize the program. It's about 90-95% done, and I could easily release it right now, and I've already started using it myself. And right off the bat, I'll be honest, it is kicking my ass. In a good way, that is. It's like, it's a love-hate relationship. 51% of me absolutely loves it because it's difficult and it's challenging, and it's giving me a level of difficulty and forcing my body to adapt in a way that I haven't felt probably in, a good solid 2 to 3 years. The last 2 or 3 years I've been training, and don't get me wrong, it's been excellent. And I am focusing on progressive overload, I'm getting stronger, and I am getting bigger, but it hasn't been with such a clear structure. It's almost as if I'm going in the gym and kind of like, not lost, but I essentially do whatever I feel like, as opposed to having a rigid, somewhat rigid and strict structure, knowing exactly what I'm going to be doing and what I need to do to push myself forward. Not maybe push myself forward, not hopefully push myself forward, but consistently know that if I do X reps, X sets, and if I do this workout on this, many weeks or days or whatever, I will progress. I will not plateau. End of story. And it feels awesome to be finally incorporating this. It feels awesome to finally be training with a structured routine again, which I haven't done so in a few years, and it is awesome. And I'm almost done the program, and once I am done, I'll be definitely talking about it on my channel. I'll be releasing it on my website, but once again, I can't release something unless I'm 100% proud of it. Right now it's about 95%, so probably by the time you guys are watching my next video, the program will be live, and I'll give you guys a lot more detail. Then we'll go through a whole outline, whole explanation, but that's for the future. In the meantime, this video I want to focus on full day of eating, and do this one a little bit quicker than usual. We've already talked about the groceries earlier in this video. Now we're going to quickly run through a good example of a full day of eating, focusing on 2 things. Number 1 is a high protein intake. I've been talking to some clients recently, and I even had a Skype consultation, and it really showed me that sometimes I forget, me being in the fitness industry and training and eating like a bodybuilder for over a decade now, it's become such second nature to me. It's become so habitual that me consuming 200 grams of protein on a daily basis is not difficult at all, especially if I incorporate some protein supplements, whether it be 1 or 2 scoops of whey or soy protein or something like that. And I forget that for the majority of individuals, this is still somewhat of a foreign concept. I talked to an individual recently who struggled to get 100 grams of protein, and that was already including protein supplementation. So I think it's my responsibility, it's all of us here on YouTube's responsibility to understand that the majority of people coming to YouTube and looking up these how-to videos, how to eat, how to train, some of you guys are really starting from scratch, or maybe you've been training or eating for a year or 2 properly, that is, but you're still nowhere near the experience level of some of us on YouTube, and I really want to walk you guys through it and show you just some great examples of how I consume A, a high protein diet, and B, how I do this quickly and cost effectively. One of the most important things when you're trying to help and educate someone, which is the main fundamental goal of my channel, is to give you guys things that you can emulate, things that are relatable, things that are realistic. For me to sit here and talk to you guys about how I spend an hour making, a meal, or how I go out to eat every, single meal or every day, it's not realistic. You guys need something that's cost effective, time effective, relatable, and doable on a daily basis, and that's what I want to get across with this video. Okay guys, let's get started. Meal number 1. First meal of the day is around noon, and I'm having a teriyaki chicken. That was one of my frozen dinners. So this one is very basic. It had about 20-25 grams of protein coming from the chicken. It had a little bit of rice, a lot of teriyaki sauce, which provided a lot of carbohydrates. Overall, the meal is medium protein, a decent amount of carbs, very, very low fat, which is definitely an added bonus. Then what I do is I cook up chicken breast. I'm usually doing about 100 grams of chicken breast. I cook it up in a pan with no oil. I know some of you guys may be out there thinking like, well, how could you possibly do that? If you spend a good, a whopping 20 or 30 bucks on a decent non-stick pan, you can pretty much cook whatever you want without oil. I also take about 150 grams of frozen veggies. Here I've got some broccoli, peas, and green beans. I defrost that under some hot water for about 30 to 60 seconds. And then afterwards, I toss it into the pan with the chicken, saute all of that up together. You can use it with some soy sauce. You can use it with some salt. In my case, I just do nothing, and it may seem kind of bland, but the sauce comes from the teriyaki, which, I popped in the microwave for about 4 or 5 minutes. Take all of that, dump it into a bowl, and it is awesome. There's about 2 or 3 servings of vegetables in here. We've got solid, 40, 50, 60 grams of protein, a good amount of carbohydrates. Not bad for the beginning of the day. I do need some energy to, get me going, get me, productive, efficient, and, get me through my workout. And in addition, very, very little fat. So this is an excellent, simple, easy first meal of the day. Later in the day, you can call this an early dinner or a late supper or, whatever. This is 2 chicken fajitas. I was literally this close to saying fajitas. Friggin' Family Guy, they ruined that word for me.
6,000 chicken fajitas.
What I do here is I take 2 of these wraps. They're low-carb barley wraps. And then I get about 100 or 125-ish grams of chicken breast. Once again, cooked the exact same way. I take the chicken breast, put it in the barley wraps, and immediately afterwards, right away, as fast as I can, I put a little bit of cheese. Then I'll add some very low-calorie salsa. I might add some red peppers, which I would also saute with the chicken on the pan, and then a little bit of low-fat Caesar dressing, and there you go. Nice, quick, simple, easy meal. This whole thing took me, honestly, maybe 7-8 minutes at most. Just cooking the chicken was the only thing that took a little bit of time. Quick and easy. Next up, I had a snack. What I'm eating here is a My Protein. This is, I believe it's either a peanut butter or a chocolate hazelnut wafer. I love these things. They really help me hit my protein intake. So I'm having one of these wafers. There are about 20 grams of carbohydrates, like 5 or 6 grams of fat, if I remember correctly, and about 20 to 21 grams of protein. Next up, I'm having a snack. And this is probably like the least clean thing of the day, but such is the beauty of flexible dieting. As long as you know what you are consuming and you count your macros, you count your calories, your carbohydrates, you can theoretically eat whatever you want. And this one is definitely a favorite of mine, especially in the hot Australian climate. What I do is I take I get these little waffle cones, or 60 calories each. I get about 40 grams, and yes, I do weigh it out. I take the ice cream, I take the whole bin, I put it on the scale, I hit the 0 button, and then whatever I scoop out of the ice cream bin, it's gonna show up as a negative number, like a negative 50, negative 60 grams, and that is what I input into MyFitnessPal. So what I'm doing here is I've got 2 things. Number 1 is I've got this, it's called So Good. It's a company here in Australia, and it's essentially almond ice cream. So it's not regular higher fat dairy ice cream. It's almond milk. Well, they have almond ice cream. I only do about a tablespoon of this. It's about 40 to 45 grams. And then the rest of it, I do about 2 or 3 tablespoons of the sorbet I mentioned earlier. This stuff is awesome because honestly, it's just a little bit of sweetener, a lot of ice, and that's it. All carbohydrates, 0 fats, and it's relatively low in calorie density. I could literally sit here and have a whole cup of it, and it's barely 100 calories. Take all of that, put it into the waffle cone, and there you go. I'm having a nice little snack. I'm treating myself, but it fits perfectly within my macronutrient targets for the day. And then last but not least, this is my final meal of the day. What I have here is these kind of baked chicken breasts, and you can just, I buy them at the grocery store. It comes pre-seasoned. It's the Jamie Oliver brand, and there's all these flavors. I got one, it's garlic and lemon or something, and it's, a lot of protein, obviously, very little fat, and then a little bit of carbohydrates because it's kind of covered in this breaded coating. I take that, and also just to add in some additional fruits/vegetables, I had 120 grams, otherwise known as about 2 servings of carrots with a little bit of a side of hummus. This is a big go-to favorite snack of mine. Guys, if you're ever feeling like something and you want something salty, and maybe you're reaching for the chips, or you're reaching for a burger or something that's not the best for your macros, try this out. I friggin' love it. Just a little bit of hummus, and then I take carrots and dip it into that stuff, and there you go. And that is it, guys. That is my full day of eating. As you can tell, there was plenty of protein sources. You'll notice that not once in this entire day did I just sit there and eat plain chicken breast broccoli and white rice, which is kind of like the forte of what bodybuilders are known to eat. You don't need to eat like that. You don't need to eat super, crappy and clean. Guys, you can eat whatever the hell you want. Okay, guys, that's it. That is the end of the video. I apologize if I'm doing this kind of quick. I'm trying to get like all of this information out at you guys. I highly recommend that if you are having trouble sticking to your diets, you can implement some of the tactics, some of the food ideas that I've used here. All of these ideas are relatively cheap. All of these ideas are relatively quick, and they could really help you increase your protein intake. The next video is going to be based all around training, because by then the hypertrophy program will be released, and I can't wait to talk about it and show it to you guys. But until then, guys, thank you for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. If you like this video, leave it a like, leave me any comments or questions down below, and subscribe to see more. See you guys in the next one.